So you want to give your Proxmox server a better dashboard. And then you want to manage all the apps on your Proxmox server and all your servers with links in one place. We are going to show you a unique combination of apps unique to this channel. And we are going to show you procedures to install this, which is also unique to this channel. We are going to start by installing LingDing. LingDing is the best tool you can use to create links to all your servers, all your Docker containers in a single place, and you can categorize them by categories. Here is all my Proxmox dashboards. After that, we are going to install one of the most beautiful and useful tools to use with Proxmox. It really makes the Proxmox dashboard look old. This is Pegaprox. As you can see, this is quite an attractive dashboard. It can manage your Proxmox clusters, and it can also give you live stats on all your LXC containers, VMs. The instructions for this video can be found in our blog. Please have a look down below for that. In order to achieve this, we are going to install 6 applications inside our Docker LXC container. And that includes LingDing and Pegaprox. And we must advise you that the way we are installing this is unique to this channel. No other channel does it this way, and we have had 100% readability with our approach. We will start with LingDing. This organizes our links to our servers and our Docker containers. Then we will install Pegaprox. This gives us a better Proxmox dashboard. And then we will install Dockge, or Dockge as some people call it, as well as Portainer. Dockge allows us to create Docker stacks of our application. Portainer manages our Docker containers, and it can also manage our Kubernetes clusters running inside our Proxmox server. Finally, we are going to install 2 cloud applications, Pingvin and JS Wiki. Pingvin provides us with a local disk store cloud, and JS Wiki provides us with a wiki server that can serve up simple text files as well as markdown files, with mermaid diagrams on them. It all starts here. This is where we install LingDing. This is a Dutch application from the Netherlands, Holland, in Europe. And in their language, they pronounce it LingDing. Ding in their language means a thing. After that, we are going to install Pegaprox. This is the instructions for that. I also want to point out that when we install these instructions, we provide you a link to our GitHub repository. In there, we have hundreds of applications that have been tested and are working and installed in a Docker container our way. Enough said, let's get our hands dirty. This is the dashboard for Proxmox. It's called Pegaprox, and it's quite a beautiful dashboard. It shows all your Proxmox clusters here. You can see at this point in time we only have one node. That's this here. And the colors are quite attractive. This is really a beautiful looking dashboard. In addition to that, it also shows you the LXC containers that are running and their status as well. We've got our primary LXC container which runs our Docker applications, and here it is. And it's interesting to see that this thing is only using 27% of the RAM, which means we could install quite a lot more apps into this Docker container. And here's our large language model, Olama. We use this for doing AI work. The next step we are going to install, which is a must, is LingDing. This manages the links to all your servers in your Proxmox server, and you can categorize them. So these are all the Docker container and Docker manager programs. Right, let's get our hands dirty. To install LingDing, we are going to refer to these instructions over here. This is our primary Docker container, so we will open this in the console. We need to make a LingDing folder in the OPT stacks folder. And then open that folder. In our instructions here, we've provided a link to our GitHub repository. You need to open that and then look for LingDing, LingDing. Now we need to create 3 files here. So the first is a .env file. We'll use our favorite editor. Now we have a policy on this channel. We don't demonstrate software we haven't tested. So in our case, when we open this file for edit, it will be there as we've already tested it. But in your case, you will copy this from the raw here and you will paste it in there. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to break a working server. And then you will say Control S for save and X. Then we need the next file. So go back. That's this compose YAML file. Copy it. And now we do nano compose.yaml. Like we said earlier, this has been tested. So it's already there. In your case, you would paste. And then you will say Control S, S as in sugar, and Control X as in X-ray. One more file we need, and that's this shell script here. Let's copy its content. And you would paste it in there, and then Control S, Control X. Now that we've done that, you are going to run the shell script first. We need to make it executable. chmod. We need to run this command to make this shell script executable. And now we can run the shell script. We are not going to do that as we've already created our database and we don't wish to override it. But you will do this and it will create the database the application needs. And you will notice that this installation procedure is unique. Not even the guys from LingDing have this in their instructions. This is unique to this channel. Normally you would run Docker compose up and maybe -d to run it in detached mode. We found there's a command you should run before you do that. And that's also unique to this channel. And that's Docker compose pull. There's a reason for doing this. If the developers have broken the app and the app doesn't download, you will pick it up now. If it downloads now, when we run Docker compose up -d, it will run immediately. So let's do this. And because we have already installed the app, it ran quickly. In your case, depending on your bandwidth, it could take a few minutes. Now we can say Docker compose up -d. And you see the benefit of having done the Docker compose pull is that this started almost immediately. We now have one more command we need to run in the terminal. If you look in our instructions here, I have highlighted the command. It's a docker exec command. This will enable you to set the user as root if you want it, and to set the password. If you use root, then to set the root password. We did do that way. So if you are not able to get access to our blog, you do have access to our GitHub. And you can find this there under the doc stacks under LingDing. Now go back to our instructions. Here you will find the link you need. Just change the server IP address to yours. There we are. The next app we want to install is Pegaprox. So go back to our instructions in our blog, and this is where you will do it. Very similar process to what we just did now. However, we have found a way to make this run in Docker as a Docker stack, firstly. And secondly, this is a unique approach, unique to our channel. You won't find these instructions anywhere else. And you will struggle to get Pegaprox to work. Even the way they install it, it is almost impossible. You need to run Debian to make this work. However, we got it working, and we've done that. So go back to our Git repository here and look for Pegaprox. Here we are. Open this in a new tab. So the first thing we want to do is create a Pegaprox folder. We can do it from here. So you will run this command and you will then open that folder. Now you will create the compose YAML file with our favorite editor. And in your case, you will click here. You will copy the raw file and you would paste it in here. However, we are not going to do that, as we said before. This is a working server. Control S to save, Control X to exit. Now there's an instruction you need to read. So go back here and it tells you that these are the default credentials. The user is Pegaprox, the password is admin. So this is now to start it in detached mode. Now you need to wait a few seconds for the application to start. Although the container has started, it takes a half a minute or 20 seconds. It depends on your server's CPU and RAM that you have as to how long this will take. Right, enough said. Go back to our instructions, and now you open it with this link, change the IP address to your servers, and you'll notice this is running SSH. So you need to set it up with a certificate. Since this is a demo, it's not important for us, but for you, you need to do that. So Pegaprox is the default user, admin is the default password. Okay? Then you need to add a cluster. You'll notice we've already added the cluster here. We are monitoring our Proxmox server. You will click here and you will select Proxmox VE. You see our cluster name is PVE. So we are going to call this PVE. And then the host is, you can copy this up to there. Like that. You'll notice it already picked up the root user as root at PAM. So you just have to type your root password. We're not going to do that. And then you will add the cluster. Since we've already done that, we don't need to do that. And that's it. There's no other requirements here. Everything is automatic. If you look here, you can see there's a health. You can look at the nodes. This is how you sort it. So if I have multiple nodes, I can sort it by the healthy nodes or by nodes or by usage of CPU and RAM so that you can identify issues. There are no issues in this case. And then here is our LXC containers, your VMs, they all will appear in here, as well as the running statistics of those machines and their statuses. There is one app we like to install to manage our Docker containers, and it's called Dockge. Some people call it Dockge. So we can do that. Go to our Git repository, go back to the list of stacks, and now look for Dockge, Dockge. Here it is. This has a YAML file, so you would copy the YAML file. You would create the folder in the OPT stacks for that, and then copy that. We already have that running here. So for us, it's just cd/. This is a unique way that we created this Docker Compose file. It's unique to our channel. So you would copy that there and then just say Docker Compose --d, as simple as that. And then open your browser in this. It's the server's IP address :6001. As you can see, this is a nice dashboard. It shows you all the apps that are running. We have deliberately broken this app so that we can test our Docker dashboards. It has a unique feature. If you have a Docker Compose file, you just like what we have in our stacks here, you can just take the Docker Compose file, click this button, and paste it in here. Then you save it and you start it. It's as simple as that. So let's go back to Pegaprox. I just want to show you something. You will notice that there are 3 ports here and it says it's healthy. And the same with Pingvin. You can keep the control button down and click, and there's Pingvin. Now to add to our links, grab the URL, go back to the bookmarks. We say add a bookmark, paste the URL. It's picked up the title there, so that's all. And then just give this thing a tag. We are going to call this. So if I go and click here, the cloud, you will see we've now added Pingvin there as well. And we have already added it here. So we can go and remove that. As you can see, this is easy. And then also when you've added a new tag to your link, you can go here to bundles, manage bundles, and you can create a new bundle with that tag name. So that will appear here. So if I'm only interested in my Docker managers, I can click here, and there's Dockge, and there's Portainer. When you looked at Dockge, you saw the status of the applications here, but these are also the stacks. So when we open up Portainer and we click on the stacks, there they are. However, it also shows it up in the containers. So like the other app, you can see these are running, and this one was deliberately broken. With this application, you've got full management of all your Docker containers. In addition to that, Portainer also manages Kubernetes. So you can manage your Kubernetes clusters from this app as well. So they go hand in hand. Portainer and Dockge go hand in hand. This one has the benefit of creating stacks in a very easy way, whereas this thing has got a lot more features, different features. So they work hand in hand. To wrap this up, the LingDing gives us an excellent way to keep track of all the links to all our servers. Pegaprox gives us one of the best Proxmox dashboards. Please give us a like. Please subscribe to our channel, as we haven't reached our target yet. We have a tradition in this channel that we greet you in different languages. Today we have chosen German. Thank you, dude. Cheers. Auf Wiedersehen, mein Freund.